Hey guys, in this video we're going to get started using Motor to connect to a Qlik Cloud instance. For those of you not familiar with Motor, it is a headless React framework which makes building mashups in Qlik super easy. So let's get started by creating a React project. So let's create React app called Motor Connect. And let's cd into that folder and launch Visual Studio Code. Okay, and here is our very simple React project created using Create React App. So in order to connect to Motor, we are going to have to import the Motor component from Motor.js engine and wrap our project in that component. And that is going to provide context to all of the hooks in the package. So let's open the terminal and import Motor.js engine. And in index.js, let's import Motor from Motor.js engine, and we can use the component here. And as mentioned, we're going to wrap our app component in the Motor component, and we're going to need to set a config, and this is where we can connect to our Qlik Cloud instance. So we're going to need a host, we need to set a secure property, a port, prefix, set an app ID, set a web integration ID, and a Boolean property to confirm that we are connecting to Qlik Cloud. So secure will be true, port is null, so the prefix is going to stay as an empty string. So now we need a host, an app ID, and a web integration ID, and it's camel casing here, so need a capital I on app ID. So I'm going to open Google Chrome and navigate to my instance of Qlik Cloud, motor.eu.qlikcloud.com, and I'm going to copy this and set that as our host. We can remove HTTPS. Great, that's looking good. And we need an application. So I'm going to use this Luke Wearables app and just copy the app ID here and paste the app ID here. And finally, we need a web integration ID, which can be created in the QMC section of our Qlik Cloud instance. So let's hit this button here and go to Management Console and to Web, create new, and we're going to create a web integration with our Motor Connect app. We need to set an origin, and in this example we're just going to be running our React app on localhost. So we can add this as a trusted origin and create. So that was successfully created. So we have this web integration ID here, so we can copy the ID and paste it here. Great, so we're good to go. So let's run npm run start, and we can see this in action. So we've got our React application launched. We can't really see if anything's worked yet. You can see this powered by Motor watermark in the back, so we're sure something is working. But what I'm going to do just to test is just actually log out of our instance and then refresh our page. So Motor comes with a login component and a not connected component, so we can log in, enter our email and password, and that will redirect back to the application with a connection to the Qlik engine. So that looks good. So next, just to double check everything's working, I'm going to return some data from our Qlik application to the console. And I'm going to do this using our useList hook. So let's import useList from Motor.js engine. And I'm going to set a dimension variable to a dimension available in our Qlik application. And we have a dimension in there called category that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to use our hook. So we want to return list data from the hook, and we want to pass into the hook this dimension. And I can just console log list data. Great, super easy. Let's go back to our React application and open the developer tools. And then we can see in our console we have an array of 9 objects returned from our application with each of the categories in that dimension. Do comment if you do have any questions about getting started with Motor and Qlik Sense.